Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be going over my buys and buys for February. So I got this video idea from another YouTuber. Her name is Anne Elizabeth Murray, and I'll go ahead and I always have her link down below. And she does a buys and buys style where she talks about her empties and her purchases for the month. So I am on a controlled buy, so I'm on a beauty budget. So anything that I bring in has to be in my budget. Now, I'm not doing a one-for-one swap as far as, the items that I use up, that's what I can bring in. Also, I'm not doing a one-for-one swap for the monetary value of my empties. But I just find it fascinating that the amount of products I go through in a year. But a lot of these are older products that it's taken me quite a long time to go through. So if you want to see my beauty trash, I love that we keep our trash around. So if you want to see my empties for February and also the purchases that I brought in, then keep on watching. I'm trying to remember to say kind of in the beginning of the videos that don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like the video, and leave me comments. Have you used up any of these products? Are these your holy grails? Let me know about your buys and buys. What kind of beauty budget are you on, or are you on a free-for-all? But otherwise, I know I do my empties first, so I have my wonderful trash can. I will link my intro up in the eye, and you'll understand why I use this as my trash can. But this is full to the brim. I went through so many products in February, even though it was an extremely short month. So I'm not going to go in any particular order. I'm just going to pull things out, and I do have a monetary value for my empties for the month, so I'll end up putting that up on the screen and discussing that after we go through all of this. None of these empties are spoilers for any of my project pans, so I will be able to go through everything in here. So let me pull off the top, and this was just posted in my most recent project pan. I did use up the number 7 powder. I really enjoyed this. I would repurchase it. I do want to try some other powders out. The packaging is extremely reflective, but otherwise I really did enjoy this, and so that is makeup empty number 1 for this month. I have another makeup item I can pull right up off the top, and that is my Soul Body Bronzing Balm. This is completely empty. I did use this up in a deck of panning. I will link my deck of panning playlist down below if you're interested in panning videos. I already have another one of these in backup. I do use it in the shade Light, and I love this for the color, the formula, the price, everything. So highly recommend. I have a couple skincare products here on the top. The azelaic acid solution this is suspension 10% from The Ordinary. Then also the cold pressed rose hip seed oil. I did put marks here on the side to kind of track some of my usage. I wanted to see how long it would take me to use up a face oil. I do like to use some sort of face oil as my last step, and I love using the azelaic acid because I'm acne prone, and also I have quite a bit of, anytime I do have an acne spot, it turns very red and it stays there for days and days, weeks and weeks actually. So I'm trying to use it to even out my skin tone. Right now I do have a prescription level of this product, and so I'm trying to see if that works any better than just the 10%. But this is something that I've gone through a lot of tubes of these. Another skincare was the Peter Thomas Roth Cucumber Gel Mask. I ended up getting like 4 of these mini masks in a kit, I think 2 Christmases ago, and so this was the second one that I've used up. Yes, I used up the pumpkin one last year, so I only have the like black mud mask one and the gold mask left. This wasn't anything special. I wouldn't pay Peter Thomas Roth prices for this. I mean, it just felt like putting on regular aloe vera gel that you would get for a sunburn. So maybe it had better properties in it, but this is not something that I would repurchase. I turned down my lights a little bit because I felt like I was a little bit too much overexposed, but I pulled out some hair care products. So this was also in deck of panning. This is the Briogeo Farewell Frizz. Um, it was okay. I wouldn't repurchase it. I got this in a FabFitFun. I mean, I would get it in a box again, but otherwise I'm not going to go out of my way to purchase this. A lot of the Briogeo products don't work for my hair. They actually make my hair feel more dry than before using them, so I much prefer using Verb products over the Briogeo. Next is this Amika product. This is the Wizard Detangling Primer. Number one, this smells amazing. And number two, this makes my hair feel so freaking soft. And so, I mean, I would let my hair air dry with this. I would blow dry. Just this is an amazing product. I love it, love it, love it. I did get another product to replace this, so I'm not going to repurchase this one yet, but wait for my purchases because we'll see what I replace this with. I have a big old Hemp's bottle of lotion here. I used to keep this right behind me on my desk so that I could moisturize my hands during the day. I do have eczema on my hands, so anytime I wash my hands, they feel extremely dry, and so I fly through moisturizers. Right now I have the banana one back there, and I love the banana scent of that one. But again, these are something, if I'm going to get a generic scent, I'll pick these up at TJ Maxx. But if I want the actual banana scent, then I usually wait for them to go on sale on Ulta. But I do like the Hemp's brand for lotions, but again, I strictly use them on my hands. There's another hair care one in here. So I think last month I had the legendary, the IGK conditioner in my empties. So finally I used up the shampoo. It was probably the first week of February when I ended up using up the shampoo. This was nice. Again, I got this in a FabFitFun. Not anything, I think these are a little bit too expensive for me to go out and buy this size. I can get bigger bottles of the Verb Ghost shampoo and conditioner for less than these, and I think that those made my hair feel a little bit better, but overall I enjoyed trying this out and using this through the subscription box. One more skincare and then the rest is makeup. So I did use up the Pharmacy, this is the Honey Glow Moisturizer. It comes with a magnetic top and a spatula. They probably give you the spatula because it is so dang hard to get product out of this little tiny opening, even though it's this huge jar with this huge lid. I found the packaging extremely annoying, and I actually decanted this into one of my airless pumps to use it up. I almost kind of feel like this broke me out. Anytime that I would use it, I would get a little bit of sensitivity, and I would end up with more like whitehead acne around my chin and around my cheeks, which I typically, if I do get acne, it is hormonal, and so it's cystic and it's not fun. So the fact that I ended up getting little whiteheads around my face whenever I was using this made me think that that my skin was having a reaction to this. But I did use it up. Sometimes I would take it down my neck and down my chest just to get this out of my collection. Cute packaging, but not really friendly to be getting the product out of there. And again, this came in a FabFitFun. This is not anything that I would seek out. It probably broke me out, even though apparently Pharmacy has really clean and really good formulas. It just wasn't for me, so I am going to stick to my other moisturizers instead of this one. Another deck of panning empty was my Urban Decay liner in Perversion. I did have to put tape on the end to be able to sharpen it. I believe I heard that tip from Chic Geek, and I actually just watched a video from Too Much Tosh, and she was mentioning the tape at the bottom of our pencils also. So I think that it's kind of going around as a wonderful tip to be able to sharpen all the way down. So if you have an Urban Decay pencil, expect for it to get this tiny. So in comparison with the cap, expect for it to get that tiny before it's done. So these have a ton of product in them. This did transfer down from my waterline, so this is not necessarily a formula that I would purchase again in the black. I have lots of colors in the Urban Decay formula, but for something that I would want to tightline with, this is not something I would repurchase for that. I have the Too Faced Hangover RX in the Pillow Balm in the mango flavor. I did pick this up during a 21 Days of Beauty last fall when they were half off. I do have a banana one still in my collection. I was really shocked and surprised at how quickly I went through this. I feel like there's not a whole lot of product in these. It just sticks to the sides so that when you first buy it, you feel like it's full of product, but within maybe 10 uses, you're starting to see windowing. I really liked it, but I don't feel like it's worth full price. So if these went on sale again half off, I would probably repurchase these. But this is not something I would seek out to pay full price for. I did end up taking out the stopper and like scraping out as much as I could. But I mean, the scent was nice. It was nice to have. I'm going to be excited about using up my banana one, but ultimately this went extremely fast. I have a setting spray, so this is the Slay All Day setting spray from Gerard Cosmetics. Now, if you watched my inventory video, then you would see that with my setting sprays, I basically take a long wear setting spray and a hydrating setting spray, and I take a measuring cup, I mix them together, and then pour them back in their bottles so it's actually mixed. So I'm working on the other half of this in another spray bottle, but overall it usually takes me anywhere from 3 to 4 months to go through an entire bottle of setting spray. I really do like the Gerard Cosmetics ones. I buy them during Black Friday when they're like buy one get one or buy one get one 50% off. That's when I like to stock up on these ones. This one was in the coconut scent. I think some of their other scented ones are extremely strong. I had gotten the green tea scented one in the past and I had to power through it. The scent was just too strong. But the coconut one is just, you know, a light coconut scent, and so I can handle that. I don't even really notice the scent anymore, but this is kind of one of my holy grail setting sprays to go ahead and not only set down my powders, but also keep my makeup on my face. For those of you who are new, I do have oily skin. I did have to powder down like crazy before filming this, even though my makeup is about 9 hours in right now. So if you guys got real up close, it wouldn't be pretty. But from this far off, it looks okay. But otherwise, I did have to powder down a lot of shine before filming this. So really having a setting spray that sets everything down and keeps it on my face, that's kind of a must for me. So my last empty was actually a Franken product. So I believe I had this in Deck of Panning last year, and then I focused on it in January and February to go ahead and use up the rest of the foundation mix in this container. I had marks from Deck of Panning on here. But in this airless pump, which again, I get these on Amazon. I can link it in the description if I can find the set that I bought with the airless pumps. And you can like take these apart and wash them. Let me see if the bottom comes off of this one. Yeah, the bottom comes off. You can pull everything out. You can wash them and reuse them. So what I had mixed in this foundation container right here was 3 foundations. I had a NARS foundation, the Maybelline Superstay, and the CoverGirl Clean Matte BB Cream. So these, I maybe had like half of each left, and I didn't like any of them alone, so I basically just emptied all 3 of these into this container and then used it up. I think in Deck of Panning I had 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it took me 2 months. So it took me about 6 months to use up this entire pump of foundation. But technically, that means that I'm rolling 3 foundations out. I keep my packaging so that when I look at my empties for the year, I can actually see what I am rolling out of my collection. So I am very happy to have finished this up. I'm happy to be able to roll it 3 foundations out of my collection, and the cost of all of these combined is $66 worth of Empties. So I am super excited to have that as part of my Empties total for the year. So I have a total of 14 Empties in here, which a lot of them are bigger packaging, so we're overflowing a lot more. But my 14 Empties, and the 14 does not count for the foundations as 3, it just counts as the one product because I had them listed together. But 14 Empties, so we're looking at $307.98 for my Empties this month. And that is why I do not do a 1-for-1, because I cannot afford to put $300 into my beauty budget. So, but I am super excited. Typically, most years I can get about $2,000 worth of Empties, and so I'm kind of like on the road to that. Now, of course, this is not the price that I paid for everything. I try to get things on sale. I get a lot of things through subscription boxes. So this is not the retail price that I have paid on my products, but this is just if I had to repurchase everything that I'm using up, I would end up spending $308. So now on to the purchases. I did make 3 purchases in February. Multiple items in the purchases, but I did purchase from 3 different locations. So let's start with my first purchase was from Ulta. And I know people talk about how horrible Ulta packages their shipments, but I have never had something leak all over my items. Thank goodness, like nothing got ruined except for the product that they had to replace that basically leaked all over everything. And riddle me this. So one of the items that I picked up was the niacinamide serum from The Ordinary. I use this in my daytime routine. Somehow, in transit, the bottle inside the box, the cap screwed off, and the entire serum leaked all over my packaging. Like there was not a drop left in the bottle. So how are things packaged so poorly, or how are these packages being treated in transit when a stopper cap completely untwists inside the box? That's what I want to know. But Ulta customer service was extremely nice about it. I did the little chat system where I chatted with an associate. They were able to pull up my item number and go ahead and get a replacement shipped right out to me. So really, I mean, things happen, but ultimately I'm just glad that customer service was great about it. So in my Ulta purchase, I did get the niacinamide treatment. I also got the replacement for the I'm going to have such a hard time saying this. Azelaic acid. Another mental health rant. So I'm dyslexic. So if you guys hear me say words weirdly or not be able to get certain syllables out, it's literally because my brain is trying to process the words that I'm reading. So yes, I did pick up a replacement for the azelaic acid 10% from The Ordinary. Another kind of replacement product. So I've heard that Amika and Ava NYC are kind of sister companies. I have never done any research to prove this. This is just what I've heard around the interwebs. So instead of paying the Amika prices, I figured I would pick up the Ava NYC one. So this is the Main Magic 10-in-1 primer, and so I am excited about starting to use this before I do my blowouts. And also, again, a lot of times I just let my hair air dry, but I really do need to tame frizz and put some moisture back in my hair. Plus, a lot of times these products just smell amazing. So I am very excited about having something like this back in my collection. Now, hair care products are not in my beauty budget. I'm showing it, but it's not going to be in my totals. Because hair care for me will only be replacement items, it's not things that I want. So I have my hair care listed on my tracking sheets, but I am not including it in my budget. So this was $12.99, but that's not coming out of any of my budgets. This is just something that I needed as a replacement product. The last thing that I purchased was the Milani Cheek Kiss Liquid Blush, and I got it in Cheeky Coral. So I wanted a more peachy coral blush because I think I mentioned in another video that a lot of my blushes are pink. And so I decided to order this. I think there was also a point multiplier on Milani, so I did pick this up. Now, my issue with this is that it is straight up orange. There is nothing coral about this. It is orange. So that's orange. Coral to me is orange with a little bit of pink mixed into it. But this is straight up like crush soda orange. I'm not thrilled with this product, and I have to be careful because I have a white shirt on. I don't want to get this all over me. But this product picks up my foundation. It's not... So basically what I do is I squeeze it out on the back of my hand, I spread it out, I take my sponge, dip my sponge, and put it on. I do have this on underneath another powder blush today, but I'm not thrilled with this. Number one, for the color, but also because there's something about the formula. Number one, it shears out to almost nothing. Like once you actually shear it out on your cheeks, you can't actually see it. But it also lifts everything underneath it. So I'm not thrilled with this. I don't know what I'm going to do with this, if I'll end up trying to pan it or if I'll just say screw it and I'll declutter it. But again, this is just not something I'm super thrilled with. But let me wipe my hand off before this ends up all over my shirt. So that was my Ulta purchase. Let me go on to the next purchase that I made was from Paula's Choice. I do get emails from Paula's Choice, and so they were having 20% off of their, I don't think it was everything, but I think it was their exfoliants. So I did pick up a replacement of the 2% BHA liquid exfoliant. This is a part of my nighttime skincare. I should be done with my current bottle sometime this month, and so I really did need a replacement. Now, I try to also order from Paula's Choice when they're doing free gifts, and so they did end up sending me this as a free gift. So this is in my inventory, but of course it was free, so it's not accounted for in my budget. But this is the 25 AHA plus 2% BHA exfoliating peel. So this is a rinse off treatment while this is a leave on treatment. I haven't used this yet. I'm using another exfoliant right now, and so I'm going to wait to go ahead and crack this open. But again, I love getting free gifts, especially since, let me go in my inventory and see, the free gift was $42. So this is a $42 purchase or product. So I spent $27.20 on this and got a $42 product for free. So on something that I was already going to purchase and buy. So I really like ordering from Paula's Choice website, even though they do sell Paula's Choice on Sephora. I prefer ordering from their website, and they also do have like a point system on their website also. So again, I enjoy these products, but I will order from the website. Last product, and I'm super excited about this one. So I think for Valentine's Day, I got an email, and they know how to get me. So for Valentine's Day, Lethal Cosmetics was having some sort of sale, like 30% off of, custom palettes, all that stuff. So I had mentioned in a previous video that I had created a custom palette on Lethal's palette designer that was kind of a dupe for the Melt Cosmetics Bad Zodiac one, the Earth palette. And so I got it. So of course this ended up being a lot more than me just buying the Melt palette. Now the Melt palette only has 8 shades and this has 12, so I did get to put extra shades into this palette. This is one of their newer palette designs they came out with, and because There's a lot of greens and earthy tones in this custom palette that I did. I went with this outer packaging. I will have this linked down below, that it will pop up on their palette designer and you'll be able to see the shades that I have in here. And I'll also have the shades linked and listed down below because I'm not going to pull them all out and tell you the shades that I have. But this is the palette that I ended up making. So if you look, I'm trying to do this. So if you look here and then minus the special shade here, that is the Bad Zodiac palette from Melt. So ignore this shade and ignore this. That's basically what I went with. So I do have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mattes, and the rest are shimmers. I do have a duochrome in here, which is this shade, and I don't even know if this will do it justice in these lights, but let me see if I can maybe get a nice swatch of that. Oh, absolutely beautiful. These shadows are just so stunning. So they did a collection with these marbled shades. This is part of their current charity collection. This is the Black Forest shade, and that's it right there. Let me see if I can do a nice swatch of that one. Oh, absolutely beautiful. Let me see if there's anything else in here that I want to swatch. I have used the gold shade, and I used the maroon shade in a look. And again, these are just so buttery smooth. Oh, and this is why I own 3 lethal palettes, just because of that. It is absolutely beautiful. It looks just as beautiful on the lid. These are just amazing shades. Now, like I said, buying single shades, especially duochromes and some of these other more special shades, it can get expensive, but that's why I wait for sales. They do ship from Germany, so it takes about 2 weeks, but really if you track it through the UPS app, they do have really good kind of tracking once it gets into the US. As it leaves Germany and comes through customs, you kind of are like, you have no idea what's happening with your package, but as soon as it hits New York and goes through customs, you get really good updates on where your package is. And so I don't feel like I'm going to need any more lethal palettes at the moment. Like I said, I currently have 3, and there's a few other indie brands that I would like to explore, but I am super happy to have this and to have this color story and to know that I love and trust the formula. So the total for all of my items for February came to $135.95. I did have a balance of $46 rolling over from January, and then I had 2 paychecks in February that gave me another $100. So currently coming into March, I have $7.43. Cutting it a little bit close. But actually today is a payday, so I will have $50 going in. There is a product that I am purchasing coming up that I'll be excited to kind of show you guys, but I don't really anticipate having a whole lot of other purchases. I know 21 Days of Beauty is starting soon, even though I don't think there's a lot of stuff I need to stock up on. But again, I need to be mindful of my purchases kind of going forward until I can build this bank up again. But otherwise, I am super excited with all of my purchases. Some of them are just utilitarian, where skincare, I need them, hair care, I need them. Other things, hint, hint, this, I am so pleased to have. I'm also super excited about my empty progress, and again, kind of working towards $2,000 worth of empties for the year. But otherwise, that is my buys and buys for the month. Again, I have to be very, very mindful coming up because I made my beauty budget down to basically nothing. I am super proud of my progress. I hope that you guys enjoyed seeing my empties and my purchases for the month of February. If you have any of these items, or you have gone through any of these, or if you know how to make this dang blush work, leave me a comment down below. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Give me a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for more content, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.